Good morning. Back at our allotment again, minus Louis today. He's back at school, so I thought I'd come down while the weather's lovely and do a bit more on the plot. So since I last recorded, I've come and sorted the fruit area out because it was looking a proper mess, but I've started and I'll show you what I've done. So what I've done, I moved those two raised beds that was joined up, which I was going to put carrots in, and I've moved them and put strawberries in because I think it's probably a better use of wood, because I don't really want to have to spend a lot of money on things which I can't really afford at the minute. So I've divided them, it's better, and I'm going to put strawberries in both. I've already started this one and covered it in just a straw mulch to stop pests and suppress weeds. I've planted 2 apple trees, a little one there. These are just Granny Smiths. And I've planted a couple of currant bushes. There's one there and another one. Some more raspberries. I've got another currant bush to go in there. I don't know whether they're black, red or white currants, but it'll be a bit of a surprise when they actually appear. And some gooseberry bushes just there. So today I'll just be planting a few more strawberry plants in this one and maybe just try and do a bit of general tidying up. The reason why I've got the black tarp on the floor is literally just to keep the grass covered, because I really don't want to have to be doing much digging. I'm trying no dig as best as possible, but I imagine I will do a bit of digging because I've got to plant some root vegetables and whatnot. And I just don't have the compost at the minute to do complete no dig. So I'll crack on. Quickly mulch over. Hiya. Right. Done. I'll give them a water in a minute. So I'll just use this chopped straw. It's just barley straw from Morrison's. I think it's about £2. And just stops the weeds, protects them from pests, and also it stops the strawberries from going really soggy when they get wet. So that's one job done for now. Although I didn't bring enough strawberries from home, I'll bring a few more down when I come down next time because I've got loads growing. And I think they're just wild strawberries, to be honest. So that's one job done. One down, about 1,000,000 to go. I've not been for a few days because of the rain, and literally everything just sprouts, and everything that you don't want to sprout comes up. So I've got absolutely loads of hoeing to do around the onions and garlic. You see all the weeds? All the little seedlings are coming up thick and fast, so I'll have to give them a good hoe before I leave, otherwise they'll just literally turn into dandelions and goodness knows what before we know it.
I begin to
It's hard work, especially when it's warm and you've got a baby in one hand. Yeah, I've still got loads of hoeing to do, so I'll carry on and keep at it till I finish, basically. I still haven't finished this, but just about. Just need to fill it a bit higher with compost at this side, because if I don't hoe it all out now, give it a few more days and it'll be proper established weed bed, and we can't be having that, so I have to crack on. So I've got about halfway through the hoeing and it's looking a little bit better already. Because I planted some onions a bit later on, not all of them have sprouted yet, so the key is to be careful where you're hoeing, because you might end up hoeing some of your little plants up. I've managed to not make too much of a mess of it so far, but all along here is, obviously you can see that there's not a lot of green other than weeds, so just having to be careful I don't chop the heads off the onions, because I did that once with spring onions and I had no spring onions, so lesson learned. But yeah, it's coming on alright. I've still got baby in my arms, as you can see, which makes it a little bit more tricky, but she's enjoying watching me, so I don't mind, and it's a good workout for me old bingo wings. So we'll keep going till we're done. Right, I think I'm just about done for today on this bed, because literally I can't get every single weed up, and the thing is that I ain't got the patience right now. My baby's starting to get a little bit restless, and I've done that. That does it. I've still got a few water plant. Looks like I've managed to keep most of my onions intact, which is the main thing. Now I'm still going to get them little odd stragglers, but it's not a problem if you just lift them off and let them dry up in the sun, because the roots aren't that well established yet, so you know, as long as you try and take the heads off them, then it kind of weakens them, but they will keep coming back, and the winds just blow the dandelion seeds everywhere, so it's just every time you come just doing a bit more and a bit more hoeing, it'll just keep them at bay. But it's just one of them, you can't avoid it, and if you don't do it, then you're just going to end up undoing all your hard work and having loads and loads of weeds which you're going to have to dig out or cover up and start all over again. So for the sake of a little bit of hoeing, it's worth it. I'm just having a sit down for a minute feeding baby. I've just got so much to do, and when baby's awake it's really hard to crack on and do a lot, but it is what it is really. When Louis comes he gives me a hand, but there's no major rush, it's just bit by bit. And I'm conscious of the seasons and you know where we're at now, May, but what doesn't get done. I'll just try and do what I can, and just from previous experience I kind of know what generally comes, what things are not as prone to pests as others. So rather than waste my time with stuff that I probably know is not going to do well, I'll just stick to the stuff that I know. Try and get some more trees and bushes and stuff in, because I don't intend on leaving this plot for the foreseeable future, hopefully. But yeah, I just love coming here, so I just fancied doing another video today whilst it was nice and warm and peaceful. It's been a good while since I made videos, really, especially in relation to nursing, which is what I intended on doing in the first place, but just life's just got in the way. I've had a few health problems and been pregnant and just busy, and I don't really want to put all my energy into talking about nursing when it's not something I'm currently doing and not something my heart's in particularly anymore. The subject of mental health is just a massive one, and in relation to culture and health inequalities, it's just it's just so much. It's just quite a bit soul destroying. Interesting, but in the experience I've had since I've qualified, and even before that, which has been quite a long time, 20 years since I worked in mental health, nothing's changed. And as much as I love talking about it and it's my thing, I don't really feel like I'm making that much of an impact. And I know people might say, oh well, people relate to you and at least you understand what people are going through. Me, yeah, maybe so, but do the health providers, do the people in charge? Not really. Don't really care all that much in my experience. So I don't know. I will talk about it from time to time, but I'm just more interested in doing what I love. And to be honest, my main passion is my garden, growing food, plants, sat in nature, listening to the birds tweeting away like they are now. It's beautiful, and be with my little girl and that. It's just a blessing. Just love every minute of this. So yeah, what's not to like about doing videos about nature? So yeah, it does look a bit untidy. Quite a lot to do, but part of the fun, isn't it? Part of the excitement, seeing what comes of it. And it'll be all flourishing and green before long. And beautiful. And I remember when people used to laugh at me, saying, oh, you've got an allotment, isn't it like an old man's thing? And I got my first allotment in 2013 and I loved it. And I've had a couple since then, but this is one that we've had the longest, and there's no better taste than food that you've grown yourself. Don't care what anyone says. You might pay nothing for a punnet of tomatoes and stuff, but they don't compare to your own. They don't compare to your own at all, and the effort in that you put in just makes it all the more tasty and nice. So yeah, I've got loads to do. I've got some Jerusalem artichokes to plant. Apparently they're like a potato. I've never actually ate them or grew them or anything, but they're meant to be like related to the sunflower, and they're meant to grow really tall. So I have no idea where I'm going to put them, but they might provide a little bit of shade. Actually, I might put them near my sweet corn when I decide where I'm going to put them. But yeah, it's exciting thinking what I can plant and where, and just the thought of what it's going to look like in a few months' time, because it won't be like this. It'll be like my own little Eden. So anyway, I'm just waffling a little bit now. So I've just cleared that a little bit. I've realised there's plastic underneath there, like a membrane. So what I'll do is I'll have to take it up, put some cardboard down, layer it again with some wood chip, and then I can start putting compost on it. I've got a little bit left in that bag, probably more than what it looks like, but I'll use that up on there, and then maybe just buy a bit more and sort out the compost heaps that I've got at home, see if there's any nice compost in there that I can bring down. I've just made a bit of a border there. I just tidied that up a little bit with my currant bushes, just to neaten it up. I'll probably continue that along here and then sort of make a little gateway into there somewhere down there. but I haven't decided. I've got a thing about putting things in places then thinking I shouldn't have put it there, but better in than out for now anyway. At least I can get going, growing, and I can transplant bushes and that pretty easily. I've planted my last little currant bush there. I'm going to move this swing. I might actually turn it the other way around eventually. I'll move it a bit further back, but I do like it there facing, well, it's facing the I suppose facing the opposite ways, looking onto other people's plots, but you don't know who's peeking out your window, and I'd rather it felt a little bit more private, to be honest. I've had a lovely day today. It's been really, really peaceful and nice. Absolutely red hot. But I'll go home, come back in a couple of days. I think it's going to rain for the next few days. And then, with a fresh pair of eyes, decide where I'm going to plant them artichokes, because I didn't get around to doing it before it's too late. And then just really concentrate on getting some more beds ready, getting some more seeds planted directly, but also bring my seedlings from home, because I've got beans, I've got other things going, broccoli, I've got some brassicas and stuff. So yeah, so thank you for tuning in again, and I will see you next time.